what athlete do you think is the one that by the time that we're about to die, people are still gonna either talk about or have some relevance?
Caitlyn Clark.
I really don't think. Dude, honestly, if we're being,
I think you're wrong. Okay.
I give Kane. If we're being honest, Caitlyn Clark has dead ass. She has 5 more years. If we're being honest,
that's the longest WNBA career ever.
Exactly, bro. Alrighty, guys, what's up? Welcome back to Lemme
Dink,
a podcast. Whether you're on your way to work, on your way to school, or just got a couple of minutes, hours, whatever time to spare, spend it along with us. Come on, we got some crazy takes, but we can defend it. You just gotta let me think. Jesus Christ. Getting a little bit more comfortable with the intro, as you guys can see.
Yeah.
If you're one of the new followers, one of the new patrons, welcome. We've been posting a lot more shorts, a lot more YouTube shorts, so hopefully you guys are enjoying those. Yeah. Anything?
Have you been practicing that? That sounds really good. No, you sound like a 70s radio DJ.
No, probably for the rest of the podcast, I'm gonna be stumbling like a fucking idiot, like the rest of the episodes. But anyway, let's just hopefully I can sound as clear as this the rest of the episode. But pass it on to you, Johnny. we're right here in the bumper to bumper.
We're here in the bumper to bumper traffic. As you can see, 70s in the northwest side of this town, but in the southeast side.
They're shooting.
Just a regular day in Chicago. As you can see, now just move on. Yeah, sure, 300 murders today, but
and now in sports,
Bears, huh?
The Bears. Yeah, something about the Bears.
Man, these Bears. What about them Bears? Oh, those sucks. They've been.
They've been.
Yeah, I don't even. Can you? I don't know if you guys watch the news or sports in Chicago, but dude,
turn this off.
It's been sucking.
Forgot to turn it off.
Okay,
my bad.
Yeah,
my B.
I can't even imagine what it's like for a sports person from the news to do Chicago stuff. Or they come to Chicago because they've been like, oh my god, I finally a sports journalist, and then for the past 5 years, it's just been.
Nothing to report on.
Nothing to report
just
on.
We suck every
we
year.
Suck. We're breaking records as the worst league, the worst record in MLB history. The entirety of baseball, in baseball's history, nobody has had a worse record than the White Sox from a couple years ago. We just broke that record to have the worst record in baseball.
Imagine when because there's sports teams or there's cities in the United States where they're almost always having a team that's going off in something, places like Los Angeles, places like New York, Boston, a lot of these major cities. Imagine when Chicago has we're probably never gonna see another Michael Jordan that type of run. Never. No one did
almost with Derrick Rose.
But an MJ run, we're winning championships back to back.
Derrick Rose was MVP.
No, but come on, you're gonna compare Derrick Rose to MJ? That's what we're doing now. That's what we're doing.
Hey, look, man, dude, Derrick Rose had a bunch of mediocre players on his team. To be fair, so did LeBron James and his team.
That's true.
For a while, he on the Cavaliers, he did have a couple of years where he was just he was the only guy.
Yeah.
So yes, but if we had Derrick Rose on the team, we could. I don't like the Cubs, but that was during that time we probably would have had the Cubs championship. We even had when we freaking misdrafted what's his name, Patrick Mahomes. We didn't draft.
We could have gotten Patrick Mahomes,
dude.
Bro.
That was a big controversy that the owners were racist. They had never drafted a black quarterback before. And they've owned the Bears since the beginning for 100 years, and they've never drafted a black quarterback. And finally we have this once in a lifetime opportunity to do either Mitchell Trubisky or Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes was the number 1 prospect, I'm pretty sure, and we went with the number 2 prospect, Mitchell Trubisky, instead of Patrick Mahomes. And then Patrick Mahomes went to the other team. What was it, Kansas City?
Yeah, he won something. I don't know with what team.
Patrick Mahomes won 2 championships.
Oh, already?
Yeah, in his first couple years.
I don't know nothing about nothing. I don't know any sports besides basketball. I'll hear some stuff about soccer.
Yeah, I think Mitchell Trubisky has 3 championships now, and he's only been in the league for 6 years.
Oh, the one that the Bears got?
The one that the Bears chose to overlook.
Oh, Patrick Mahomes. And
Yeah,
what about the guy that they got? Nothing.
he's been bouncing around teams.
Yo,
Nah,
like he never became good,
I mean, he's okay. He's an average NFL
but
player.
we missed out on like a prodigy.
We missed out on a prodigy.
Well, is he an actual prodigy or because if it's the guy that I'm thinking, he has a raspy voice, right? The Patrick Mahomes guy.
No, he sounds like Kermit the Frog.
I don't know who you're talking about then.
He's a light skinned dude. He's got
He
the
hangs
curly
around with
hair.
Travis Kelsey, right? Or
Who?
no?
You what?
He hangs around with Travis Kelsey, the guy that's dating.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're on the same team.
Because if it's a guy that I'm thinking of, I don't know if I would build the team around him either.
He brought his team to the championship twice.
That I understand, but like if it's who I'm thinking, exactly how you said, the guy with Kermit the Frog
Yeah,
voice,
yeah.
that's who led the team to two.
Hey man, are you gonna let the
You know
Kermit the
what?
Frog voice
You know
keep
what?
you down from 2 championships?
True, but that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it does is anybody like because he's playing with Travis Kelsey. In my mind, I don't think Travis Kelsey is like just a big name just because he's dating Taylor Swift. He should
He
be a good
wasn't, but
player,
he
no?
wasn't a huge name until
Oh,
like they all came on the team together, and it was kind of like once Patrick
um,
Mahomes was like the final piece of the puzzle, and as soon as Patrick Mahomes got drafted, they literally went to the championship his rookie year. I'm pretty sure, or his second year.
but that team that he went on, he wasn't good before.
No,
Only
that's
it's
the reason they got. That's the reason they got him in the second pick because
mm,
they were literally right where the Bears were in terms of
oh my
terrible
god, you're
picks.
right. Yeah, what the fuck?
We had the first pick out of anybody. Anybody we could have
Yeah.
picked the best player, which was Patrick Mahomes,
We
and
said
we
no.
went
Give me number
give
two.
me the white quarterback instead of the black one.
What
The
it
white one's smarter.
is? Is that like a thing? Like they people usually pick white quarter. I don't know. Like I said, I
A
don't
long
know.
time ago, back then it was like why would you pick a black quarterback? Why don't you make
Just because of race, that's it.
yeah? It was like white quarterbacks are smarter. Like
Because
they
like I don't want to
like
be rate.
we don't need a black quarterback to be running around and making runs. We need him to throw the ball and
That
play
that's what
make
I'm.
smart decisions.
That's what I'm thinking. Because I'm like, I don't want to get racy or whatever. But like if you in football, I've seen the long yard. I know I have seen the longest yard. I have seen when they want to get speed, they recruit some black guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So in my head, it's like okay, like they're black guys at least on the football field are known for like speed,
yeah.
right? So I'm like, are white guys just known for like accuracy then, or
No, white guys are. I mean, if you're in the NFL, you probably are just as athletic regardless of race.
true?
So it doesn't even
But
matter.
that's why I'm like,
But
why is
it's
it
just a
like a
racist
court?
thing to be like white quarterbacks are known for their smartness because that's the thing is if you're like worried about like oh this quarterback is too fast, like we don't want him running around, like bro, what makes you think this guy is also just not as smart? Is not just as smart as a guy who's slow as fuck.
But then that's a negative of a quarterback having a fast quarterback.
That's the thing. That's the racist mindset.
Oh, that he's just gonna be
That
fast.
he's just that he's not gonna throw the ball. He's gonna see because he's fast. He's just gonna be able to run around and not be a quarterback.
But also, isn't that also like hell yeah if you could just run?
Exactly. Like, but that's my point.
Everybody's just like yes.
Yes, but the thing is, in these racist owners' heads is that like there's this guy Lamar Jackson who was like a really fast quarterback. He was like a running back in high school. He was like known for being really fast,
I've heard that name
and
before, Lamar
because
Jackson.
he's really dominant. Because not only is he really fast, so you can't catch him if you do blitz him, but he's also not a guy who runs every chance he gets. He's also a quarterback. He
Oh,
knows he's
he.
smart. He knows how to throw the ball. He knows what the fuck he's doing. So it's just like,
Oh.
bro, why the fuck do you think just because he's black and he's fast, you think he's not smart also? It's like if you're gonna have two quarterbacks and both of them are smart, why would you want him to not also be fast?
Yeah, that I'm like I feel like my lack of understanding of you know football is like
Yeah.
making me not understand like I understand what you're
Yeah.
saying, but like also there's just missing stuff from my brain that I'm like okay
N-
like
Well, I'll put it simple. It's like so of the two quarterbacks, one of them being white, one of them being black. They're both smart guys
no
because
no
they're quarterbacks,
yeah I understand that
but they're
part.
worried about the black guy being fast plus being smart. Because and I think it's more so because they feel like oh he's like a if he has all these abilities they're not going to be able to control him and like in terms of like the coach actually managing the team instead of him like making decisions on his own. You know?
Like so right now in I'm trying to catch up like my understanding of football to like this situation right now. So right now in the NBA we're NBA NFL we're going through like this transition period kind of where people are like starting to experiment with like black quarterbacks or we're that's already a thing and this happened like
I think
years
that
ago.
that started happening in like the late '90s, I think, early 2000s.
Because
But
the way you're making it seem is like when there's no black
yeah, in
quarterbacks,
the '90s, before the '90s, there was no black
but now
quarterbacks,
there is
but now there is. But that's
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes, and he's mixed. He's
Oh,
not like a black guy from the streets. I'm sure he came from like a middle class
Lamar
family,
Jackson also a black quarterback.
black quarterback.
Okay, what's
Um,
another one?
Dak Prescott.
Ooh,
I
really? That guy sounds like a white guy.
he's mixed too.
Dak Prescott.
But like I said, I mean nowadays there's the people aren't really discriminate. Our the thing is we were an anomaly because our racist as owners literally she's literally like 100 years old.
Who's the owner?
Some old lady. I think they
Oh, it's
just
a lady.
yes, I think she just died recently.
Oh,
But like a couple years ago in 2016,
she
that
was
or like
kicking.
9 years ago now, she was still alive, and she was like I said, the original owner, and she's 90 years old, and she's like I've never. She's probably one of those guys that are like because no, before that we didn't have a single black quarterback.
That's why like that's why I'm saying like my understanding is barely like this is like if you were explaining to me like a whole new like
Yeah,
sport
it's like
and then you're
and then
like and then some owners you know how they get with the swoosh and I'm just like
okay,
yes.
but do you remember in the I would say like in the early 2000s or in the early 2000s I remember like the best point guards being white guys because they didn't want them to be like
Yeah,
shooting.
that's what I'm trying to like
Yeah,
understand like
point guards were the white guys of like this like the quarter. It's like the
um
same thing. It's like the point guard is the one who starts to play.
it wasn't until like well nah by magic we had like black point
Yeah, by
guards.
the like even the even the early 2000s, we already had like Allen Iverson and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like imagine you were like, oh, I don't want this. Like, yeah, this point guard is really good at passing and stuff, but he's also like 6'4".
Hmm.
We can't have a point guard that's too tall because
Yeah.
what if he starts going outside of his play zone and then
Yeah.
doing these other roles? We only want him to do point guard. It's like, what? Why wouldn't you want him to do the point guard? And then all of a sudden, you need him for another position, or he can do both at the same time. It's like that's like the same thing of like, oh, we don't want him to be smart and fast. It's like, why not?
Mm.
Like when they started doing point, I don't know when was it that they started making like point guards like 6'5".
uh I would say that was right around the Magic Johnson. Well, he was kind of like the anomaly, and then I would say after that, like where, well, because I wouldn't say it's too common. I mean, it
Yeah.
kind of is.
Now in the NBA, I
It's
don't see
weird.
any point guards below like
Yeah,
6'3".
it's weird because like, well, that 6'3" is like short in the NBA.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see. But the thing is, when I was watching basketball as a kid, the point guards could be literally like 5'10",
Yo,
5'11".
you like you actually put like a weird spotlight. I haven't seen any. I used to watch a lot of basketball YouTubers, and they talk about like all generational basketball and how like now it's a Steph Curry era where everybody's throwing threes. But yeah, you're right. Like that is kind of changing because I remember a couple years ago that was like the thing to have
Yeah,
like a 6'4", 6'5" point guard.
yeah,
Like I'm thinking of like all the like the Sean Livingstons, the well, Andre Iguodala was more of like yeah, he was a small forward,
small forward. Yeah,
but like the yeah, what the fuck? There was like a small period, like I want to say like 2016 to like
yeah,
2020 ish. There was like this weird epidemic of like the taller point guards
yeah,
that were because there was this weird evolution at that time where it was just like exactly how you're saying of like why not have someone who not only can see like the most efficient way to score, but who could just do it themselves instead of
yeah,
just setting it all up.
yeah.
Let's just have the guy just if you could dunk it, fuck it,
Just go
you
take
dunk it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. There was this weird epidemic of that, but then that kind of got because while that was still going on, you still have Steph Curry in the
yeah.
league who's still gonna shoot no matter if it's somebody who's in front of him who's 6'5" or 5'4" or whatever. Like
Yeah.
he's still gonna fucking shoot. So I think right. I think that did happen, but now it's just back to like
Short point guards.
it's just down to if you can shoot.
Yeah,
Because now
that's true.
that's even
Yeah,
a thing that they're looking for in sensors. Like if a sensor can shoot, that's literally on his like his
Yeah, because before they wouldn't even need you to
you
shoot.
didn't, yeah, man,
You did
that's,
not have to score points as a center before.
dude, imagine.
You just had to be an inch that above the next guy.
I'm not, I'm, man, I don't know if this is like gonna sound bad, but I really think it's so many sports, virtually basically any, to be in a professional sport before the present time right now,
Yeah.
you didn't, I don't think you had to train as much as you do nowadays,
No,
right?
NBA is crazy. Like, because I remember back then it was like, oh, there was a position for your size, but now
Yeah,
it's like everybody is as tall as they can be
dude,
in every position.
it's and then also like back then, you know, it was like, if you were a basketball player or whatever, right? Like you see commercials or whatever, and it's like, I just went down to play at my local, park, and I beat all the guys there. And I was thinking of this summer of going down to play for All America. And it's like, nah, like the kids now, it's like
Yeah,
from 5 to 13, you're gonna play for this team, and then after school, and then you're gonna also go play for All America while playing on this high school, and we're gonna move so you play on this. It's like
yeah.
it's
And
so like
also, you're still doing
corporate.
school as a kid,
Yeah.
which is like crazy.
Well, I feel like a lot of those kids, a lot of them are like they train that hard because they don't want to go to school because they're like, if I can make it into
Oh,
the NBA, I don't.
I mean, the thing is with those people already make. Those people are never gonna have to work a day in their lives because their families who are paying for all that stuff are probably already ultra rich.
I mean, some of them, but do you remember when I when the height of my of affection for the basketball culture was in high school. I don't know why, but I really like basketball in high school. And around that time, like it was such a weird time like at that point cuz they I guess like basketball culture was getting to a point where it was like kind of also like in something that could be monetized, which
Yeah,
is like I feel like something that had never really happened to that point before. You saw things like and one, but in high school you were seeing things like did you ever saw Ball in the Family, which is
I never
the
saw the show, but I know who you're talking
it
about.
was about LaMelo Ball and his brothers and his dad and everything, and
Yeah,
and even there was another show that was behind Julian Newman. Do you know who that guy is? He's a really
I
short like
remember
Puerto
the
Rican.
YouTuber dude, right?
Yeah, yeah. He now he
They
does
made it. They have
YouTube.
a TV show.
So he had a TV show, and the TV show was about his dad, who created a whole new school. Like he made a school just so that his son could play against other high schoolers, but he wanted to be the coach, and also
Yeah,
because he when his son was playing for other teams, the coach would be like, "Oh, you have to get off and let other people,
yeah,
play." So, no, he wanted his son to like be showcased.
yeah,
So he basically made this other school and just built the team around his son,
yeah.
and it was just like, what the fuck are we doing? Where we're now
There's
constructing
there's
schools.
people. I mean, to go to that level is crazy, but people will do go. I mean, like I said, that's an extreme. Go
Yeah,
building a whole school,
yeah.
but like my dad, he talks about like coaches who literally like, oh, if my team or if my son is not going to be in like the showcase or like we're not going to build around my son, I will literally I'm just going to move teams. I'm just going to move my son to a
That's
new
just a
team.
dude. How do you feel about that?
Well, that's the thing is that like usually those kids are the best on team, but it's
Mm.
also like why would we rely on one person?
That's what I'm saying. That's where it's the mix of like,
Yeah,
because you never seen the Mighty Ducks, right?
no.
Why does his podcast work? Because Carlos
You
actually,
make a lot of like references about the
yeah,
Mighty Ducks, by the way.
Carlos actually has like life experience in like sports, and I get it from references from TV and culture. No, okay.
You're like just like in the Mighty Ducks, Mr. Emilio Estevez once told me.
Yeah, no, no, because in the Mighty Ducks, what ends up happening is there's a guy, he's a lawyer, he gets in trouble with the law, and the court orders him to have to be the coach of after school like hockey
Hockey team.
tournament
Uh huh.
thing, because he used to be a legend when he was a kid. So he starts going through the
Like
roster.
his like a high like his school like a legend in his school.
Yeah, yeah, he
Oh,
was
I
like
see.
a
I see.
legend,
Okay.
yeah. And then so he's going down the roster because he meets with the kids and he's like, damn, these kids low key suck. And he's going down the roster and he's like, ooh, like there's this one kid that low key is supposed to be on my team, but he's playing for these other guys, but he lives in this area. So
Uh
he
huh.
brought it up, and how you're saying how the dad threw like a
Yeah.
big fit and everything. The dad threw a big fit and he was like, I'm gonna talk to them about redrawing the lines and blah blah. And to me, I'm like, man, you're such a bitch, man.
Why was the other team better?
Yeah, the other team was
Oh,
better.
so he didn't want him to be like, I'm not gonna bring my son down.
That dude, that's one and then also because like I guess like the funding because other team they when they were playing on they had like an actual like ice rink. I think the other
Yeah,
guys they had to like go somewhere or whatever, but it was just like man like that's such like a bit because sports you're supposed to build like discipline, you're supposed to build like camaraderie. Like if you're an adult telling your kid like, "Now we're gonna cheat the system so like you can go be with the cool kids with the winners," it's just like what the fuck? Then
but also as that parent, it's like, do you really want him to be in like a place where he's not gonna be able to improve at
they're
all?
the Mighty Ducks, man. They won at the end.
No, I would not trust that guy at all.
So you'd be the
Especially,
dad. You'd be the
yes,
dad.
I would be the dad,
Oh,
dude.
fuck
This guy
you,
is
man.
like this guy could be a pedo for all I know. He's getting
He's
court
no, he's
ordered
not a
to
pedo. He
court ordered.
touched one kid.
Okay, and it may or may not have been
When
inappropriate.
he was a kid, he beat his ass. No, but
He punched a kid in the face.
no.
No, but
He
but
just
I'm
got
saying
drunk. No, I actually think that's
he
how
was
he.
really drunk, so it didn't count.
That's actually how he gets like a DUI or something, and that's how he gets like to
That's what I'm
court.
saying though. Exactly. If somebody's like, "Oh, you kind of owe me your son," you kind of I'm kind of owed your son on my team, and you're just like, bro, you're not even a real coach. You're only here because you have to
Because you
be.
can't.
I'm not
You're
gonna
just
just
here because you can't control your drinking. That's none of your business, Jerry. Shut the fuck up and give me
give
your
me your
son.
son.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me your son. Bring his ass over here right now. But can you imagine though, your kid is like a star player on a team that's already good. He's getting good
He
coaching.
wasn't the star player.
Oh, he
I'll add
wasn't.
that. No.
Oh, he wasn't the star player.
He has like a you know how like in the movies they're like, oh, this is the defense guy.
Yeah.
He had like a shot, which added a lot of offense to the team that he was then added
Uh,
on, but he wasn't the star player.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
But still, like if you're on that team, it's like those coaches are probably really good. They're gonna give you good training.
And I think even on the I think it was an even bigger like holy fuck because I think he was the captain of the other team.
So what do you mean he wasn't the star player? He was a captain.
Star player is not captain. Star player is captain,
Usually in these lower level teams, yes.
but I don't think he was.
You just said
No, he was captain. He was captain, but I don't think he was a
he was.
star. No, because they play against the other team, and the other team was like, "This is our." They weren't like, "This is the guy." They were like, "This is the guy." Like when he goes to their team, it wasn't like so unbalanced. It was like they still have their like star
So
players.
he was. How was he the
At
captain?
least that's how they played it off in the movies.
So he was just a captain, like on the bench.
He was no like if you wanted me to get into it, he was very like the reason why it ends up working is because he's the kid that let's just call him Billy. I don't remember his name, but Billy. So even though they tell Billy, right, Coach Bombay, that's the name of the coach.
Uh-huh.
Coach Bombay tells him and his dad, "You got to come over to this team, or else I'm gonna report you." The
Yeah.
dad is like, "What the fuck?" Blah blah blah, all this shit. And Billy is the one that's like, "No, Dad, you know what? We're gonna play by the rules, and I'm gonna be on this team because he
Okay.
was a captain on this team, and he was known for being like." He was known for like doing the right thing, even though he was on the bad, quote unquote, the bad team. He
Yeah.
was known. He became captain because he was like, like he had captain qualities.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
brought him to this team, and he,
Yeah.
became that motherfucker.
Okay. Well, the captain. That's still a good. That's still a good sign, though.
That he's a good
That
player.
he's a good player, regardless of him being. He might. He. That's the thing is that for a captain, you can't just be a good leader.
From the shows that I watch. From the anime that I've seen, actually.
No, if you're in a sports team, you can't just be the captain just by being a good leader. If you want to just be a good leader, you coach. You don't play at the same time.
Wait. So you cannot be captain if you're like, you have to be top 10 to be captain, or you have to be like top
You have to be
number
like
one
top 5
to be captain?
to be captain.
Why?
On top of being a good leader, if you're not top 1, you have to be. If you're not top 1, then you have to be in the top 5 to be captain.
Leave
at
us down in the
least.
comments down below. Wait, is that true? Is that like for everything?
Every sport, dude.
Wait, so on like Whitney, right? Who was
Yeah.
the captain on the soccer team?
Ding,
Oh, and he was like
ding, and he was like for some reason on the front. I mean, here's the thing: he was really good, but he also choked very hard in like high pressure situations. So
We're
it
gonna have
was
to bank that name, pal.
yeah, probably
Dink,
ding
dink.
ding.
For
No,
real.
no, no. Yeah. So he was the by far like the best defender on our team, and he was definitely the best leader. So I mean, regardless of him choking,
And
regardless,
he's defender.
he was defender. So that
But
was like
to
the worst
choke in the
parts to choke.
defender,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think we lost a couple games
Oh shit.
because of that. But yeah, he was the best player or the best defender. And whenever we played low level teams, like rock solid wall, like no, never got let anything
Um,
through. But as soon as it was like a tied game, we're facing a really good team. We just need one goal. Don't let that guy pass. You're the last guy.
yeah.
Choked.
Always let him
Always
pass.
choked. Yeah.
Fuck.
And so, like I said, he was top two or three on the team, and also and also probably the best. He's also the best leader. So it wasn't just like we just gave him the captain because he was just a good leader.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And there's obviously you can be the best player and not get the captain because you don't have leadership qualities. But you can be the best you can be the best leader and know the game. But if you're not good enough, why would we put you in the field? You can lead from the sidelines, dude. You can be assistant coach.
But you can't do that if you're a student, can you?
Yes,
Yeah.
there was that Asian guy who was on the basketball team, coach, the
But
whole time.
but that one
You
is
remember
like
that guy?
that's
I know
like
you.
water boy type thing.
No, that guy was like assistant coach. He was wearing polos and like talking to the. I remember him talking to the coach all the time. He had to have knowledge of the game.
Nah, I don't think so.
You don't think so? He was just kind of like, okay, you're on the team because you're a senior.
Yeah, no, no, literally, that's like those. Yeah, those are like the guys like when they have like the senior night or whatever. They're like, and also our manager, and then they let him like suit up for like one time to play in the game. That's like that. That guy's just on the
But that
team
guy,
so he can leave at like fourth periods
but that
with the
guy never.
basketball
He was
team.
never in uniform though.
Yeah, he would always wear
The
the tie.
polos, right?
Yeah,
The polo, but it was never like I'm gonna get into the
yeah,
game.
no, never.
But that's what I'm saying though is that I don't think he was like I think he was
I don't think
there.
he was drawing up plays. I'll leave
I
it
don't
at that. I really
I
don't
don't
think he
know.
was drawing up
I
plays.
don't think I'm maybe I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, but I feel like he had to have, there's no way they would have led him on the manager team because it was such a competitive thing to be on the basketball team at our school. I don't think they would just
Hmm.
give him a spot as the manager role without him knowing something.
Maybe how to keep the Gatorade cold, but I really do not think
Ancient Chinese secret.
like I don't think that they were like Johnny's gonna win us the game with his strats. I really don't think. Maybe you know what? Hopefully I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Hopefully he did go on to like use that knowledge and like later on. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think so because we
But
would have been winning.
okay. But like I
We did
said,
not win.
that guy, he was probably a captain on his middle school team. What is that?
Like a W, eat the dub. Eat the dub.
I've never seen that
We never
before.
eat it. Well, because we never got the dub.
Well, okay, so like I said, if you're gonna captain a team of any sport, you got to be within the top three. So you had to have been a star player,
Maybe hockey's different.
Billy.
Have you ever
No,
played hockey?
I never played hockey, but I've seen it on TV, and the guy
Ah,
just
see?
and guess what? All the captains are starters.
Yeah, you're making it seem like this guy was ass. He wasn't ass, but he wasn't their
But
star
he was
player.
top three
Yeah, he was
on
okay.
the best team.
No, I didn't say it was best either.
He wasn't the best team. They're not the best team.
I don't think they. Maybe,
Did they fight him in the championship for redemption?
maybe,
Okay, then it was the best team.
maybe.
All right. We're gonna have to cut this and see you guys. We'll continue in the next clip.
Okay. Oh, also, if you're a big fan of the podcast already, you might have noticed that we changed the set a little bit, and
Yes.
I've also included anytime one of us is talking, and perhaps we have a point to make and
Yeah.
need to make the other one like aware of it. I have mine over here, and you have yours over there. Yes.
All right.
Alrighty. So far, right? We have people that are captains. We've had people that already made millions. We've had people, create shoe lines like Jordan. We've had people who
Caitlyn Clark.
who are trying to get into like other fields, like Messi with his new energy drink.
Uh huh.
Messi, no, something plus. I forgot what it's called.
Caitlyn
It might
Clark.
be Messi. Something. Saying Caitlyn and
And
Caitlyn.
Caitlyn Clark.
Don't forget Caitlyn, guys. No, okay. What athlete do you think is the one that in by the time that we're about to die, people are still gonna either talk about or have some relevance?
Caitlyn Clark.
I really don't. I dude, honestly, if we're being,
I think you're wrong. Okay,
I
Caitlyn
give
Clark.
I give Kane. If we're being honest, Caitlyn Clark has that ass. She has like 5 more years. If we're being honest,
That's like the longest WNBA career ever.
exactly, bro.
It's
Like
so generational right there.
that's generational wealth right there. No,
Yeah,
low key, because actually with all the sponsorships and everything, she would genuinely she
yeah,
would be able to create generational wealth.
yeah. If she doesn't already have it.
True, true.
Yeah,
But like Michael Jordan,
yeah.
I don't know if you saw, but he was famous a couple days ago because his son was caught on like a bridge or something, and he was like on crack, and the cop was like, it was on film, and the cop was like, blah 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 blah, and he was like, "Do you know who I am? I'm Michael Jordan's son," and he
Oh,
still got
jeez.
arrested.
Sounds like the beginning of a DJ Khaled song.
I mean, you feel bad for him because it's just like he totally had to live in his dad's
Yeah,
shadow for his whole life.
yeah.
But you
Also,
know,
his dad, he's like notorious for being an asshole even to rookies who he's trying to mentor.
dude, nobody talks about that.
Yeah,
Michael Jordan was known for like being an asshole,
yeah.
like
But that's how he pushed himself.
true that yeah
It's not that he was like being an asshole because he actually doesn't believe in you.
yeah.
He's being an asshole because he knows you can do better, and this is the only way that you can do it. And if you want to be great like him, this is how you motivate yourself.
They were
It's
talking about
yeah.
that on if you guys like this podcast, hit up the Intoxicados podcast
No,
after this.
keep him here,
Oh
bro. What are you
yeah, true
talking
true true
about?
true true.
You watch another one of our episodes.
And then wait, go there, watch that one, and come back here to see how the vibes they compare. Anyway, I was watching theirs, and
Don't go there.
they were talking about how like how crazy it is how much technology has changed the way that you look at athletes and like famous people and stuff,
Uh-huh.
because a lot of the people that people like Michael Jordan, they were talking about more like Mexican people like the dude from Chavo, because I think recently
Chespirito,
is that his name?
the creator.
No, the actual actor.
The, he's the creator, the guy who plays Chavo del Ocho.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Oh, that okay.
Chespirito.
How like it came out that he something a little scandal about him like having sex with somebody or whatever, and it was
Oh
just like
yeah, that's been a scandal for a long time. But just heard they recently made like a like a drama series about it, right?
well, recently, yeah, but they were talking about how like exactly how like now it's a relevant thing, but that's because we have smartphones, we have
Yeah,
headlines, we have so many things. Imagine back then the shit that they were getting away with,
yeah,
and just nobody had the phone to like document it or
yeah,
to make to prove it.
yeah,
So people were like Michael Jordan, Babe Ruth, a lot of people. Doesn't matter, like um, like it could be outside of sports, it could be in like
yeah,
music. A lot of these iconic figures, you know, they're just they just have their legend, their repertoire, their resume intact today, just because no one can prove like the evil shit that they did back then,
yeah,
which is pretty crazy. But
yeah.
okay, all of this to go back into the question that I first presented.
Yes.
Who do you think is gonna have the longest reputation or relevance out of all
Current athletes.
the current? Because they're still athletes that we talk about even
Yeah,
back then. We just named Magic Johnson, and that dude hasn't been playing in fucking years.
yeah. He's not even on TV or nothing.
Mm-mm. But you still know him and you name him like
Yeah, yeah. That's one of the things that I was really surprised to hear is that, I mean, not to hear, but like, I guess Chicharito is like one of those guys that I'm like, that is crazy that we still talk about him.
well, he's still playing, no?
No,
No?
he's been retired for like a couple years already.
Oh shit, maybe.
Yeah, and he's been retired. Not only has he been retired, but he hasn't even played for Mexico for like 10 years.
But
I don't think,
I
or I mean less than that.
how
But
recent are you? Because he was like he was trending a
he
couple.
was playing professional on the bench for Chivas a couple of years ago before he retired.
Well, recently, do you know why he's been he's been in hot water recently?
Recently? Oh no, I don't know.
Because he went on like I don't know if it was an interview or something, but he basically put on social media he was like he basically came out like kind of like a not conservative in terms of um like how you think American conservatives.
Yeah.
He came out conservative in terms of like he basically said like I don't get why women don't just cook and clean a little bit more, and then we won't have so many problems. He basically said that,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
even Claudia Scheinbaum came out. She was like, "Lo que dice Chicharito no está bien," blah blah blah. She was saying a whole bunch of like everybody came out against him.
I like how
Basically,
she had to speak for him. Like, guys, he's
ladies,
okay. He's all right. Like, He's just a little like when you try to protect your drunk dude from like
Yeah,
starting fights in the bar. It's like,
yeah.
look, I'm sorry, like I'll
He just
keep
needs
him in
some
check.
air, guys. Give him some air.
Yeah,
But okay, so like people like Michael Jordan, they have like actually like the Jordan because of the
yeah,
Jordan shoes. I'm pretty sure he's gonna. That's solidified for at least in my head like another 100 years at
another
least,
100 years.
just because like collectors and everything
Yeah,
just
there's
having
no way it's
shoes.
dying down. Even in 200 years, imagine how much like originals are going to be
That's what I'm
worth. Like, and they're not
saying
even going to care about the. I mean, they're going to obviously they're going to
about
know the
Michael
name. They're
Jordan.
going to know Michael Jordan, but it's not even going to be because they're basketball anymore. It's because that these have stayed invaluable for so
That's
long.
what I'm saying.
So I don't know. I think if the thing is right now is that with like anything like stuff like that, like though the only reason like Jordans and stuff were like famous is because it was like a brand new thing. It wasn't like nowadays everybody has their own shoe deals, but I don't think
True.
anybody else's shoes are going to be
Worth anything.
worth anything in 100 years like Jordans are because his were like these are the first like shoes for this sport that are streetwear almost. Like he really
Mm-hmm.
started that streetwear sneaker thing. Because before that, I don't know if you guys knew this, but there was a rule in the NBA that you couldn't wear colored shoes. They had to be either all white or all black. So the
Really?
reason why his are so like famous is because Nike paid for his fines
Oh yeah,
every
I
single
remember
game.
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it was not like a just like a oh like he was a really good player. That's why people liked his shoes. It was because like this was like brand new and nobody had ever done this before.
Yeah.
So for that to happen again for a sports player, it'd have to be something like some kind of like
Mm.
AI or something like
Yo, true.
like freaking Patrick Mahomes AI would have to come out for something to be valuable value like that. Like if somebody had
Actually.
an athlete NFT, obviously we know NFTs are like dead now, but
Hmm.
imagine like during that time, like an NFT like came out and like it and then it stayed around. If NFT stayed around, like imagine the first like Patrick Mahomes NFT would have been like would be so valuable right now if he consider or the first imagine if Tom Brady had an NFT and he's like literally the greatest quarterback of all time. Even after he came back out of retirement, he still started putting up record numbers.
But then, mm, hmm.
Like,
Because I understand what you're saying, but then I'm like, you have to look at like the like Tom Brady as a whole, right? Like most people would be like, of course I'd want to have like almost anything Tom Brady, even
yeah,
even if you're not even a football fan. But then I'm thinking like, you told like some old guy, right? Like the type that's more into like collecting like a trading card.
yeah,
You're like, you want this Tom Brady NFT? I'm
yeah.
I'm thinking if that guy, if like we've kind of moved enough and put enough stock into crypto and NFTs and all that, so that even old people would be like, "Oh yeah, give me that." Or if that is still too niche, where it's like you offer that old guy that, and he's like, nah, "Give me a trading card better."
Uh,
Like I'm wondering if it's niche on top of
yeah.
niche.
Well,
Like,
I think the fact that it's because it'd have to be like there'd have to be a scarcity. It'd have to be like this is
mm-hmm.
like these are the last like obviously
Oh,
they
true,
stopped
true,
making
true,
some. So NFTs are like that. They
true.
are only limited, and there's no way you can replicate them. And you can only own one. I mean, only one person can own one. So it's like an actual, even though it's not technically physical, it is very limited. Like there's no way you can make more of them. Like you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
like the original Jordans, like they still reproduce and mass produce Jordans, but the ones from the original run, that you can't go back in time and make more. You know what I mean? So I think if they're limited, I think it'll be I think they'll stay valuable. Obviously, NFT is a bad example because they're people don't care about them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to think. Would it be clothes? Eh, What what's something that you think is going to be mass producible in the future that isn't now? That is super expensive now?
Mm-hmm.
Like a console. Remember how Soldier Boy? How he had like the
Oh,
he had the
true.
what did he call it? Was it just called the Soldier Boy?
Nah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah. Fuck yeah, it did have kind of like a stupid name to it.
Yeah, if somebody, if a professional athlete or like somebody came up with like a small little like video game console with their own games, and it was like and then like obviously there was only like 50 because they actually didn't even sell that much. But then in like 50 years, they're like, because that's like usually how these collectibles work. Is that the
Yeah.
first run of something is like a very niche community before it actually goes into mainstream, and that's why they're so rare. Like the Pokemon cards, like nobody cared about Pokemon when it first came out because I think it was only in Japan, and then it blew up to America, and then now everybody's like, oh, let me get the first ones, and it's like they only made a limited amount because they weren't expecting to sell all of these because they didn't.
Yo,
So
all of that sort of stuff just makes me realize, like, man, how much of a society we actually waste and
yeah,
like consume, and just like we really are just a machine of just shitting stuff out and just making stuff just for like happiness.
yeah,
Because you got to think, right? In 50, 100 years, any of
dopamine.
this shit that we're collecting or even talking about, or like building factories just to make shit like the boo boo and fucking PlayStation 50 amounts of PlayStations or
Yeah,
whatever, like, yo, like in 50 years, no one's gonna give a fuck about that. And we're
nobody's gonna,
just,
or people, or it blows up even more, and then it's like whoever had the ones from these first 5 years before it blew up, they're gonna be even more exponentially
but what if it
expensive.
fucks with society, man? And you can't even look at
It
yourself
already
in the
did.
mirror.
It already
Like that
did.
Stizzy guy, you didn't hear what happened with Stizzy guy?
Who's Stizzy
How
guy?
the guy behind, he was the CEO of Stizzy, like recalled all of Stizzy product. Oh no, it wasn't Stizzy. Fuck, my bad. Not Stizzy. Stizzy's cool. Fuck, what the
Who's
fuck?
Stizzy?
That's Stizzy. What's the name of the Jules? There you go, Jules. The CEO of Jules, how he, when in like 2020 or whenever it was famous, how he recalled all of the Jewel products because he was like, they're way too addictive to people who are,
Oh, the vape
yeah,
jewels.
yeah, yeah. And yeah, like he
He,
created something that was so mass produced, and it just
yeah,
became to a point where he was like, dude, like I'm an, like, I created something that's like,
yeah, a nicotine addiction
I
for
am the
so many young people.
I am the Oppenheimer of teenagers,
Yeah,
literally. Like he created the thing that's killing, like,
I am the Hitler of no. He's literally gassing these kids, bro.
no, but actually though, like, imagine how bad you must feel to be on your deathbed and you're like, I created something that's gonna kill so
But
many people.
also, there's no way. This isn't like the 50s. People didn't know nicotine was bad for you. He knew nicotine was addictive.
True.
He deliberately marketed to a vulnerable audience.
You think guns are like, because I'm not a gun guy, but
I'm just a
some
guy.
sometimes you see like clips or whatever, and there'll be a guy that's like, oh, this is the Magnum 3000. This will shoot even faster than the Magnum 2000. Like, you think guns are gonna get to a point where like they're not even fun? I think of that sometimes. I think of like, because in Ratchet and Clank, I love Ratchet and Clank. That's one of my top 10 favorite guns of all
Yeah,
time. You can switch between guns, right? And there's this one gun that I love so much. It's called like the Proto Blast or something.
yeah,
You hold it, and it just I think there's like a 10-second delay, and for those 10 seconds, it's assembling like six shots in the air, and they auto lock on anything around you.
yeah,
And I just wonder if one day we just get to a point where guns, instead of pulling the trigger and aiming, you don't even really gotta aim. You just click the trigger, and exactly like that, like it just goes pew 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 pew, and then whatever is around you, it like auto locks and just pew. Congratulations, right on target. And it's just like, you didn't do anything, man. You just like, it did everything for you. Like I don't know. Like, I just feel like we're just gonna get to
yeah.
a point where it's just like there's not even any fun in the killing anymore,
There,
man.
that reminds me of this. There's this skit that I seen on YouTube, and it was this is such a very like a good skit because they wrote so much like depth and lore behind it with using like this only like four props throughout the whole video. And so basically it's like this guy who's like supposed to be a super secret agent. So I'm assuming they just rented out a nice car. So he's like doing like he's like in a sports car, and he comes up and he goes up to these two scientist guys in lab coats, and they're in the desert, and he's like, "Do you have the gadgets?" He's like, "Yes." I remember, yes, you requested us to do like 5 gadgets for you to murder the prime minister of this evil country or whatever. And here are the 4 gadgets. Number 1, we got a grappling hook so you can get into these hard to reach spaces. Number 2, we have a grenade pen so you can, sneakily, if you can get to him, you slip this into his jacket and walk away and he'll explode. Number three, we have this cube. You just press the button, say his name, and he dies. Number four, we have this spy car. And he's like, wait, what? Can you go back? And he's like, what? The spy car? Oh, it just has like unlimited gas. You can just drive anywhere. No, the cube. You said that yeah, I can just kill him. Yeah, but the spy car. It's like, let me finish going over. And he's like, wait, but you just said I can just kill him. He's like, does it like have like one use or something?
Yeah.
No, it works unlimited times. And he's like, oh, okay. So the catch is like I die or something if like I get poisoned or someone in my family member dies. He's like, no,
No,
no, you just
it
press
does
it.
exactly what I said.
He's like, oh, okay. So the catch is like he dies in like 10 years, not right away. He's like, no, it's pretty instant actually. And he's like, what's the problem with that? He's like, nothing. You just press the button, man. He's like, can I go onto the car now? And then he's like, what? Let me see it. And he presses it, and he's like, kill Mormu. And he's like, did it work? Because obviously Mormu's like across the world, and he
Yeah.
checks his phone. He's like, yeah, he's dead. Yeah, I just had the news just said
Yeah.
he's dead. He's like, great. He's like, so can I go onto the car now? And that's like the skit is that he just like
Oh, he just wants to talk
he
about the
wants to
car.
talk. He like made all these cool gadgets, but he did this one that was like so perfect that it just gets glossed
It
over.
makes yeah, it makes all the rest of the tools, the gadgets unnecessary.
Yeah. Where was I going with this? What were we talking about before that?
Like how far you want to go because you were talking about mass produced, and then we started talking about how guns.
Oh yeah, how are they not fun anymore?
Yeah,
Yeah, eventually we're just gonna have cubes. We're just like kill this guy, kill that guy.
that's literally so sad. Well, that's literally an anime, low key. You never heard
Death
of
Note.
Death Note? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh wait, did you watch it?
I never watched it, but I mean it's such a famous
Yeah,
anime.
it's
I know
really
exactly what the
good,
premise is.
man.
And there is a point in the show where the two guys have
So you have
a
seen
book,
it?
right?
What the
Huh?
fucks?
No, I have never seen it
Then how
before.
do you know this?
Because I know. It's like I know what the fuck the premise of Pokemon is. I've never watched a single episode in its entirety.
Really?
Never.
Pokemon's really good,
I
man.
never watched the full episode.
Pokemon has really sad like lore too. Like there's a it's like confirmed and not confirmed that um in Pokemon in the world of Pokemon there's been like multiple if not it
Genocides.
world wars.
Oh.
Yeah. So in the first game there's like so you know if you're acquainted with Pokemon you know that there's gym leaders and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So there in one of the first gym leaders it's either the first or like the within the first three you meet a guy named Lieutenant Surge, and this is in the first ever Pokemon game. And it's you're at first you're like a lieutenant, don't you have to be in the army for that?
Uh-huh.
And you never get any other really semblance of any armies in Pokemon throughout the whole time you're playing. But when you go and play, you realize that there's like battlefields and stuff, and
Mm.
there's like the reason why it's also supported is because if you talk to a lot of people in the world of Pokemon, at least in the first game or so, or the first couple games, so many people do not have dads. You don't have a dad. If you go to your neighbor in your whole village, there's like
Oh,
zero dads, and then a lot of the men are like either they're gym
old.
leaders or they're old. They're men that are not of fighting age.
Yeah,
So that's why so many people are like, oh, like low key, like Pokemon is coming out of uh
a world war.
like either a world war or like they're trying to construct a society that's better than what it was.
Yeah,
Because if you like really boil down like what Pokemon is, they're sending because when you get sent in the world of Pokemon by like you know
your mom.
your mom or like the professor in your village or whatever, they're essentially they give you a Pokédex and they're like go and explore the world and send back all this information so that like it can be studied and everything, right?
Yeah,
You're just sending out some 15-year-old into the world to like you know be a researcher because you can't. So it's just
yeah.
like all these professors and shit and all these people of like education, they need all these young people to go out and like
Sacrifice their
sacrifice
lives.
themselves and
Yeah,
discover the world because they can't because they're
they
just too
can't
old
risk.
to do
Yeah,
it.
but
Yeah.
also they can't risk like they have like probably like 20 years of education under the belt. They can't risk their lives as like society can't risk these old people's
Exactly.
lives.
And that's why they say that they give you like Pokemon 2 and everything so you could defend yourself
Yeah,
because it's like you're literally going into the like wild like
yeah.
by yourself. You
That
might die.
remind dude. This is a crazy quote that Einstein said. He said, "I don't know what weapons we will fight with in World War III, but I do know that in World War IV we will fight with sticks and stones." Basically, he's saying that like like obviously World War II happened, but and World War III, like we're gonna be so advanced in terms of weapons that we're gonna destroy the world so much that once the World War IV happens, it'll be people fighting like cavemen.
But to me, that's like then you do know what we're gonna use. We're gonna use nukes. We're gonna
No,
use
but that's the thing is
we're gonna
that
use what you made, Albert
no,
Einstein. Come
no. I mean,
on, why are you acting like you don't know
because World
your
War Three,
buddy
World War Three never
Oppenheimer?
happened.
Huh?
World War Three never happened
Yeah, but he's saying that we're gonna be fighting with sticks and stones, right?
in World War IV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we fight with sticks and stones? Like
Well, that's the thing is
it's
that
gonna be nuke.
what if,
It's
but
gonna
what
be
if we
nukes.
just like the thing is obviously he's dead now, but what if we just kept advancing because that the nukes didn't
It's gonna be
exist before him.
nukes.
But how do you like what's worse? Like nukes didn't exist before him. Like you're gonna think that some scientist 20 years from now isn't gonna create something worse than a nuke?
No.
Why? Why?
Cause
Nobody ever thought nukes could exist.
cause didn't nukes bring about like a whole bunch of treaties and shit?
Yeah,
Like because of nukes, we have like countries that are like in this treaty, you have to give us all your nuclear
like
your
we need to
weaponry.
know all your
Yeah,
research. Yeah,
exactly. Because like you're saying, nukes used to not be a thing, but now that they're like the top of the food chain in a way, like top
yeah,
weaponry, like like I do understand what you're saying, but also like I just think that they're the do all be all. Like there's nothing more dangerous than like I get what you're saying, right?
yeah.
And I get how like maybe ignorant I sound, but like I don't see anything topping a nuke. Like think
Well,
about it.
that's because you can't imagine it.
Man,
That's
that's
because, but
horrible.
that's because you never. But that's all you know.
That's kind of hard. That I wonder if that's like me being too stupid to like I
I think
can't
you're. I think
comprehend of like even more
yeah,
devastation.
yeah.
And I wonder if there's like a mind out there that's like, oh really?
You know,
I can
yeah. You
imagine.
know that we can't figure out how to make it implosions, but they're more devastating than explosions.
What? Say that again.
An implosion, the opposite of an explosion.
We you said we don't know how to make those,
Yeah,
but isn't that what isn't that essentially what a like a hydrogen bomb or whatever the fuck that is?
hydrogen bomb.
Yeah,
I don't know what hydrogen. I thought hydrogen isn't hydrogen just mean that's the thing that makes it explode. The reacting agent.
isn't it
That's an atomic bomb, kind of. What it uses? Doesn't it use hydrogen, or is that
all I know is
plutonium?
in a yeah, I thought an atomic bomb was you're using the COVID. It's like you're adding
You're splitting an atom,
no
right?
you're splitting it, but also isn't it also the fact that something about the bonds, it's trying to bond so fast that it's going everywhere and that it's like a kinetic reaction, isn't that
Oh, I don't know. All I know is that an implosion is the opposite of an explosion, which is literally like matter uh,
going into
going
itself?
into itself.
And we don't know how to do that.
No.
But that's way more powerful
Yeah.
than an explosion.
Imagine we figured out how to make a fucking bomb implode.
Yeah, see, maybe I'm probably too stupid because I don't even
That's what.
understand how that would hurt.
Ex- so you're saying I would
The
just go like.
so you're telling me the bomb would delete itself,
So you're telling
and
me
that's
like,
dangerous? I don't
nah,
I don't know if I
man,
can see that one, buddy.
it's like a black hole. You can't see a black hole coming.
You can't see a black hole coming.
No, because
Says who?
it's the law of physics.
Who has seen a black hole after and was like, I just didn't see that coming. I mean, who the fuck?
You just proved my point.
That to me that
You
sounds
just
like
proved my
to
point by
me
saying
that
that.
sounds like if an apple falls in the tree, is there anyone really around to hear it? Like,
No, you know why you can't see a black hole coming?
well, how hard did the tree fall?
Well, what was the lumberjack's name?
Was it a
Jack?
yellow, a red, or a green apple?
Uh, Black holes are such a powerful like form of energies that they suck so much energies that they literally eat the light coming
They
in.
suck so hard.
It literally sucks so hard
Ew.
that light cannot escape.
Dude, fuck a throat goat. We should start.
I need black
Dude,
holes.
literally, we should start instead of like girls that want to be like the throat goat right here. It should be like black hole,
Black hole.
cause everything gets sucked up
No,
in here.
yeah,
Yo,
imagine if your throat said not even light can escape.
yo, that's actually fine.
Put that in your bio, girls.
That's S. That's S tier.
S tier
That's
bios.
S tier.
But yeah, so and obviously our eyes work on the fact that light bounces into them, and then we are able to, I guess, our brains are able to interpret the light into sight, into what we see. So because black holes literally are the absence of light and energy, we cannot perceive them
Dude,
at all.
one time I was high as fuck, and I swear to God, I solved like black holes and like those.
You solved
Dude,
black
I
holes,
solved it. I was
dude.
like,
I swear to God, dude. Like I solved them.
dude,
I
I
was like,
swear to
dude, that's the
God, bro.
answer.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I do think like who? What's the name of the really smart black guy who like is that
Neil deGrasse
Neil
Tyson. I
deGrasse?
hate him.
Dude, if that guy takes like two mushrooms, I think he could solve like world
No,
hunger.
dude. Most of the stuff that he actually talks about, he's not even educated on. He just knows about it.
Hell yeah,
No,
love an
I
educated
mean, there's
black
nothing
man.
wrong with teaching people about stuff, but it's also like, bro, he talks about stuff like I've studied this for 10 years. Like, bro, you did not study that for 10 years. You knew some guy who studied it for 10 years, and then they told you, and now you're telling me. But don't tell me like I'm a dumbass for not knowing your friend.
That's what this podcast is, except those friends are just TikToks for me.
I treat TikTok like Neil deGrasse
I
Tyson
will talk
treats his
about this
friends.
confidently, even though I heard about it 10 seconds ago.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, I mean
The absence of light, otherwise known as
it's because man, like when you get high as fuck and you start thinking about space and time and like all that shit, man, like it makes sense. I like, I probably sound like I probably hit it before this, but man, it's I swear to God, like
implosions are possible.
no, literally, bro, because like I was like, I just need to get high to remember, but like I was like, okay,
It's like the snake that ate itself.
like if you really think about it, right? Like just think of the normal earth, normal society or whatever.
Yeah.
You can't keep adding like like whether it be like trash, whether it be like people, whether it be like even if you eat too much food, you cannot just keep adding. And in the universe, like essentially that's all it's doing at as of this moment. It's just adding. There's more being created every second. So in a sense, black holes where it's like it is kind of devastating because anything around it is getting like destroyed or whatever. Technically, at the same
I don't.
time,
That's the thing though, is that with the laws of physics, it's technically not able to get destroyed. So it's like they theoretically it goes somewhere else.
that's what, dude. I'm telling you, man. I knew Mikey. I knew where it went, man. I'm telling you,
I'm telling you,
man.
my brain was like, it's in the universe's trash compactor
Okay,
in a
okay,
different room.
okay. Think about it. Think about it. Let's say
Isn't it crazy that we see a dimension below the one we live in?
we can see it below. What are you talking about?
So if you're a two-dimensional creature, you can only see in one dimension. And if you're a three-dimensional creature like us, you can only see in two dimensions. We only see in 2D. But if you're a four-dimensional creature, you can technically see in three dimensions.
Yes.
But isn't that crazy to think about that? Like, if there's a fourth dimensional being, they can see everything all at the same time.
You never seen that one? Are you getting this off that one like famous YouTube video from like years ago? There was this. It has like a million, 11
Was that
million
kid
views.
explaining it?
That one kid,
No.
and he has like a really bad haircut,
Yeah.
and he has just like a paper, and he's like 14. Dude,
Yeah.
I watched that video
I
like three
I've seen that
times,
video.
and he goes like this with the paper.
I've only seen that video when about somebody else explaining that video. I've never actually seen the video
Dude,
voluntarily.
that
But
kid
we have to
scares
cut it
me.
off here.
Oh, okay.
The camera actually just cut off right as soon as I pointed at it because I have powers. But
Ooh.
yes, we're gonna have to cut it here. We'll see you guys. You want to end the episode here?
You don't have any more.
I do. Yeah, we can keep going.
Let's go for a little bit more.
All right, we'll keep going. But yeah, so that whole like thing. What I remember, I was thinking about. I think I definitely saw from a video. It wasn't that one, but about how like if one dimensional is like a literally like a point in space, like a point, like an infinitely small point is one dimension. Two dimensions is obviously like a flat piece of paper.
Hmm.
You can draw anything on there and it's in that dimension, but like any other plane is not the same dimension. You get me? It's a different second dimension. Like on the other side of the paper, like it's a completely different universe for the person on the other side of the paper.
Yes, I forgot.
Does
He
that make
used,
sense?
yeah, he used like one paper, and he was explaining it so well.
I have never seen that video,
Oh
so
man,
I
dude,
have no
watch it.
idea.
It's so good.
I
It blew my
I
mind.
I'll have to watch it, but the video I saw, they were talking about how if you're a stick figure on that two-dimensional plane, like if you're drawn on a piece of paper, what you would see is literally just you wouldn't see anything.
Hmm.
You would just see that whole straight line. You can probably do like up and down,
Hmm.
and like you can probably see color, but you can't see anything behind or in front of you besides whatever is like there.
What do you think the upside to being able to see in
Three
three
dimensions.
dimensions?
So I'll get to that. When if you're in three dimensions like us, we can see in two dimensions, so we can see the entire plane, but we can't see things behind other planes. So like I can't see what's behind this wall.
Yeah.
I can't see what's behind this light.
Hmm.
If you're obviously we are in three dimensions, so we can explore the dimensions and we can go around and see what's behind it, but we can't see it from one point of view.
You think ghosts are fourth dimension then? Because they can
That's
like pass
that's
through stuff.
that's exactly what what the guy in the video said. So like since we're since
Uh,
we're three dimensional, we can actually mess with their dimension. As a two-dimensional being like a stick figure,
hmm.
we can literally like poke holes in their dimension. We can like literally draw not I mean obviously this is like a piece of paper,
Yeah.
but we could take something out of a dimension and move it somewhere else. Like if you were to have like I guess I'll explain for you guys and for Tony, but if you were to draw a square and then a stick figure outside of it, there's literally no entrance for that stick figure to get inside that square,
Uh
right?
huh.
But you can grab something from there and put it inside and out of the dimension for them. And it's like for them, it's like how do you literally teleported that? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Dude, that this is what I'm saying. We just solved teleportation, bro. We
Yes,
just need to go
we
through the
just solved
fourth
teleportation.
dimension.
So I forgot. I have to look up the video, but it was the perfect example.
So
Was do you remember in the movie Monsters Inc?
this episode is gonna be cut into like different like timestamps of us just being like, dude,
Dude,
we figured it out. And teleportation.
dude. So
Just like
yes, so
we're so
a
close.
fourth dimensional being would be able to see our dimension every would be able to see everything in our dimension at the same time. So
Scott.
if you're seeing that's what people think like okay then that means God is probably a fourth dimensional creature.
But then that means imagine there's a fifth dimension.
Exactly.
Holy fuck!
But then also there's also like okay does that mean God's even the creator of our universe or is he
Ooh.
just kind of like witnessing it and kind of like
And
moving
he can
things
just
and he
mess
can
with
just
it.
mess with it.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So
Or
that's what's crazy.
what if by him messing with it now it's his and now
Well, what if he just bought us at the store and he's like messing with it like Play-Doh,
because
like it's a Rubik's
we're
cube.
thinking about it in very like human terms.
Yeah,
But what if it's like how you like you go walking every day and you might see like a flower and then you
yeah,
might like kick the stone out of the way for it to grow a little bit or something, and then it's not your flower but it's like
yeah,
you helped it grow a little
yeah,
bit,
yeah, yeah,
and so you're just like I'll take care of it. And since you pass it every day you're
yeah,
just like whatever, or like, you pass it every week or so, right? And you're
yeah,
just like you just see it temporarily, but like what if to the flower it's like it has risen again,
yeah,
like oh my god, bro, that's actually so like
yeah. So
what if to God he was just at Earth,
he was just
like it
like
was like a second ago to him, but like to us it's through generations have passed and
he's going to a date.
dude, I'm telling you, man, we're solving so much between the dimensions. The
Yeah.
time warps, so like
So basically, in that video,
yo,
it was talking like isn't that a perfect example of like a fourth dimension? Or us being able to see the fourth dimension is not literally like it's not us literally seeing the fourth dimension, but signs or evidence of the fourth dimension existing is like in Monsters Inc. How they have the doors going into people's houses.
yeah,
That door is the fourth dimension, is evidence of a fourth dimension. Kind of like you know how you can like I said, if you were to have a drawing and there's a stick figure here,
yeah,
this guy he couldn't pass that line because
yeah.
he's only in that dimension. But if there's like a box in here or an apple or whatever, we could pick that up into the third dimension, put it back in the second dimension, and it's like it teleported. But in Monsters Inc., obviously for 3D space, the same equivalent would be just a portal, which is a plane in our existence that we can't see behind it. We can't really do anything except walk through it, and it puts us into back into the third dimension, but with no like travel.
What if? What
Does
if?
that make
Here,
sense?
yes, yes. I'm silent because I'm like, what principles can we start applying to this, right?
Yeah,
And I'm like, what if you can only because within that within what you're saying,
yeah.
technically you are altering it, but also you're saying the fourth dimension is messing with the second dimension by teleporting within the third dimension, right?
No,
Technically, is what you're
no.
saying.
We are in the third dimension.
We're in the third dimension.
Yeah.
No, but okay, yeah, yeah, true, true, true.
I was just using that as an
Yeah, yeah,
example
you're
for
taking
like for us because that's the
yeah,
only way we can comprehend.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So what if it's you can only because in that scenario you've changed like the reality for that stick figure inside, right? But for that apple or whatever you move from that one box to the other box, you don't really mess with it. So what if to mess with
Mhm.
it, you can mess with it, but you have to go even more in the dimensions.
So
So
to
so
mess with it, you
so
take that into the fourth dimension.
because the apple is 3D, right? But you
Yeah,
take it from there into there, so you have to be in the fifth dimension to actually now mess inside the apple. Do you get what I'm saying or no?
mess inside the apple.
Because you said
But the
this is
apples
one dimensional,
the
right?
apple no the yes
The
this
the square
or
the
no
squares are one
the
dimensional.
squares are technically two dimensional.
Okay, two dimensional.
Yeah, and
And
the apple's one two dimensional as well.
oh oh,
But we can take a two dimensional thing into the third dimension.
that's what I'm. Okay, yeah, yeah.
But it's still two dimensional, so it's still completely flat.
But you were taking it into the third dimension,
But it's still completely flat, so there is no three dimensions to it.
but it's in the third dimension. So how can it be in the third dimension having two dimensional properties? How?
It's possible.
No, it isn't.
I mean, technically, you can't go into the second dimension, but in this theory, it's still two dimensional. There is no third side to it.
Dude, this is just a simulation,
It's just a
bro.
plane.
This is a simulation.
Okay, then if it's a
Cause
simulation, then
that
okay, do whatever you
that's
want.
just
Go ahead, do
they
whatever
just
you want.
they
Then
just compressed the zip on that shit, and then they just went back and they just inserted and they just saved the file. Yo, this is just a simulation, bro.
yeah,
Holy
you know,
fuck,
there's no way to prove that we're not in a simulation.
dude! Stop that. The older I'm getting, I'm like, dude, like
Yeah, and that's
low
what,
key, we're gonna die, and then when we die, we just wake up in the hospital, and they're like, you've been in a coma for like the past like year. Like, congratulations, you're up. Like, dude, that scares me. And then what if you go on living life like that? Like you were
yeah,
like, oh, I'm so glad I'm out of the coma, and then you
yeah,
finally die in that world, and then another time you like, yo,
yeah.
get the fuck out.
That is crazy to think about that. Like we, as soon as we started making like AI for video games, like even back in like the '90s, like oh, we got to make this guy shoot the protagonist of the game.
Yeah.
Like as soon as we started making AI and then like doing simulations and like having these worlds run on their own without like player usage, we're like, wait, this is eventually gonna get so advanced that we can just that it could just live on its own. And it's like we're like thinking like, okay, well, it's kind of like the paradox of time travel. If time travel exists, it already does.
Time travel. Oh my god.
You know what I mean? If time travel can exist, it already exists because it's no matter how many years in the future.
Dude, there's so many things that like
So it's like if we can do simulations, then that means a perfect simulation of our world can exist. And if it does, then
hmm.
it's probably very likely that we are in one. Does that make sense?
Dude, there's too much. Cause I was gonna go off like what if like that kind of connects to what I was gonna say because I was gonna say, have you heard the conspiracy that aliens are humans but just way more advanced? Because if you even us, right? If you compare like our normal like the body of a normal human male in like
Yeah,
2025 to like a human body male in like 1925 or whatever, it's like we lost so much muscle mass and stuff because we're not as active or like need our body as much as we did back then. So what if aliens are the exact same thing? We get smarter over time.
yeah,
We don't need our bodies as much, and then we
yeah,
start going out into the space and everything, and that's where we get this idea of aliens having like a big brain and smaller
Bodies. Yeah,
bodies.
that's what apparently that's the inspiration is that like we
Oh,
don't need to be physical and we
yo,
just kept growing. We only need bigger head sizes. But that's also like why we are born at such a small stage in our lives because our brains are so big.
no, dude, dude,
Isn't Did you know
definitely.
that?
Wait, what?
Did you know that usually animals that are smarter are born in earlier development stages of their lives because they need space for their brains because the brain is usually the biggest organ when you're a baby. So like animals like sharks, as soon as they're born, they're just able to live life on their own. They don't need any care from the parents
Because they're not that smart.
because they're not that smart.
So
So
like dolphins, they need to live like a long time with the moms, and
yeah, so like or like any animal that needs like aftercare, they're usually smarter animals.
that's funny because it literally kind of contradicts itself, no? Because like
Why?
because you would think if it's so smart, then it doesn't need to like learn much. But then it's also
Oh,
like
but it also needs to fit through the mom's birth canal. That's the thing. That's the reason. Because the thing is, you can't birth a fully grown like male. Even if he had a small body, its head size is too big. Because if you have a small body for it to fit, then that means the mother's body is also small. So it's like you're gonna have to like the only way to work around that is if you make it born.
holy shit. What if we're just like a farm, bro? What if aliens
Uh-huh,
like they are humans just much more advanced
uh-huh,
and they realize that like we just need organs because sometimes ours fail. So
yeah,
we're every like Earth, we think it's Earth, but it's just like a farm,
it's
like a planet they made,
yeah,
and like they inserted all this history
yeah,
in us, and they're like, we're just gonna disappear like a couple million people every year or so, but just like their society's gonna keep going, and they're never gonna get together and notice like in full
yeah.
what's happening, but we're just gonna keep plucking them off, and it's just gonna be a farm.
Well, that is kind of like the Matrix. I
Yo.
think we talked about this already, right? Like people are born into the simulation, not even knowing.
This is like that one clip of Attack on Titan where it's like, you think people have choices? People have no choices. People think they decide to go left or right on the road, but those roads were already made when those people wanted to make those choices. The big choices were made a long time ago.
That's such a stupid take.
I mean, that's true.
No,
You
because
can't drive anywhere you want to. The roads are already in place,
right, but it's
man.
also like okay, so somebody did make a choice at some point.
Yeah, it was made for you.
But that's not if you think people don't have a choice, it's they never had a choice. It's not oh, you made a choice
No,
now.
you don't have a choice, man. I don't have a
You
choice.
don't have a
None of
choice,
us have
man.
choices. No, genuinely, genuinely, we don't have choices, man. You think you had a choice. Impress you, but you never did.
I gave you the light to press.
You
You
never
never had a
had it.
choice.
No, but actually though, okay, what if they did put us on here to farm us, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that's why because you ever heard of that weird phenomenon that humans have of like being creeped out of that one like
The being watched thing.
of when humans have phobias like against tarantulas, snakes, a lot of those are like based on instinct.
Yeah, yeah,
A lot of people have the fear of like mannequins and like humanoid things that are not humans,
yeah.
but they appear to be humans. And people have always been like, that's such a
Oh, the
weird.
uncanny valley.
Yeah, there you go.
That's such a weird
That's such a weird
instinct to have.
phenomenon.
It's a weird instinct to have.
Exactly.
Well, apparently it originates from because there was so many humanoid. There was a lot of humanoid creatures before our time. Before we kind of developed into humans. Now
That's so weird.
we looked more like other creatures. So we kind of had to have that to differentiate ourselves from like apes or Neanderthals.
Dude, that's nah, that cuz
Like Neanderthals, they were a different species before. You know,
but
you heard that like Homo sapiens and Neanderthals,
yeah,
they eventually they merged, but it wasn't the same species.
but at the same time you're the phobia is almost like it's like I get what you're saying because it's essentially you're trying to protect yourself from like the unknown, right? But
Yeah,
the way that I've always seen at least that phobia, it's more like don't go near it because that's dangerous
Yeah,
because of something like.
yeah. People who obviously we've evolved, you survive if you avoid it.
Hmm. But also you kind of have to know that there's something like be like
Right,
let's like fire, right?
because it
You
activates
have
our
to be burned to
yeah.
know that it's bad. So like what the fuck happened like with other things that look like humans that were just like, oh no, you're not supposed to go in.
Well, the thing is, the only way it evolves is if we survive more often by having that fear. So that means people had to have died not realizing, oh, that's a human. You know what I mean? So many millions of our species had to have died, or like just get fent, like in terms of the genetic pool.
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't have a fear of something that looked kind of human, but it wasn't human, they died. Like that's the only way for them to have, for us, most people to have that genetic mutation.
But then also that's another weird thing about it
Yeah.
that not everyone has it. So it's just like,
Well, I think that's just because there's so many people on Earth.
dude, that started to scare me. Like, what if some of us are the thing that they were scared of?
No, I think it's a pretty much like a thing that humans have. I think people who don't have it, it's just they're the anomalies because it's just so many people out there right now that it's just like even like 1% of people who don't have it, which is like a normal statistic, is probably like hundreds of millions of people. You know what I mean? It's like the people who
Dude, I don't
don't
know,
have.
man. We're in a simulation, man. I don't know, man. The more that I'm thinking about it, the more I'm like, dude, it's adding up, man.
It's like saying like, oh well, if we evolved to have two arms, how come there's people who have one arm who were born with one arm? It's like, yeah, those people just happen to be. It's not like a normal thing.
No, but it's like it happens so often that people had to create
Oh
a
no, no,
phobia of
no, yeah,
it.
yeah, no. I'm saying having the phobia is normal because you. I'm saying why is there people who you were saying that there's people who don't have it. I'm saying that those people are like probably just as abundant as people who are born with one arm. You know what I mean? Like it probably wasn't supposed to happen. I personally think humans are supposed to have that phobia. And if you don't have that phobia, then it's just like an accident genetically.
But okay, but then you look at animals, right? And you look at them, and you're like if a raccoon sees another raccoon in like a mirror. Well, I think raccoons are actually kind of smart, so they
Yeah.
might not. But another dog sees another dog in its own reflection in the mirror, and it wants to like attack. Like that's normal, right? Because when
Yeah,
you
it's
see another
normal.
dog in the wild,
It's
it's
because
like,
they can't recognize themselves.
no, I know that, but when you put it to you put kind of, I mean, a mirror is different obviously because of the intellectual levels and everything, but like you put it into perspective of a human, and it's just like, what the fuck was going, like there's wars, and you can imagine like two Neanderthals fighting, like how um grotesque that might get or whatever, but like at the same time, like we're talking about DNA, like the shit that happened was so bad that it got integrated into the DNA. What the fuck
That
were
means for
like
millions of years it
yeah, that's
had
what
to
I'm
have been.
saying, bro. Imagine like either it's what you're saying, where it's like they were just being so like horrible, or like the probability of you dying was so high that you had to acquire that in order for your generations to continue, or or aliens were doing some fuck shit back then, and we were actually
Right,
like,
so people had to die.
yeah, but what I'm trying to say is like it's not, you're trying to say it happened from natural like humans messing, like evolution, and like different species of humans like meeting and being like, oh, this group of human might
Oh no, I'm not saying
attack
that
me.
aliens didn't happen. I'm saying millions and millions of for millions and millions of years, people had to die by aliens.
So I'm a little confused. So you think that it's like when people are seeing these other humanoid things, you think these other humanoid things are like Neanderthals, or you think they're aliens as well?
I don't think I don't. I'm not saying they can't be aliens. I'm just saying that if aliens did kill humans, it had to have been for millions and millions of years for it to evolve into us.
What if each race is a different thing that aliens were trying, like they were trying to make like the perfect human?
No, dude, that whole like racing didn't happen till after Neanderthals and Homo sapiens already combined.
So they
That was
combined.
recent.
So they combined, and then everybody just started becoming so different.
Yeah, yeah, that's a recent thing. People don't realize that.
We all just used to be like one thing.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, we also used to be
yeah. We
black.
also be one used to be one thing. Isn't that
So
crazy?
white people, you think so white people
White
just went through the
white
craziest.
people actually came from Neanderthals, which were dumber, and people used to like. There used to be studies about that, like, oh, black people are Neanderthals
Yeah,
because they're
well, because
stupid.
the white, yeah, I've
And
seen
then like they're
TikToks.
like, and then they realized like, oh wait, Neanderthals were actually Europeans, were like kind of like where European ancestry mostly comes from. Like, oh,
Yeah,
well, actually Neanderthals were pretty smart.
yeah. I've seen um that's like something actually in like modern times that
Yeah,
if you look at like a lot of the history books back then, it's like the primitive indigenous
black
people,
person. Yeah,
yeah, were like they were using the most like stupidest tools, and then
it's like,
now
bro,
that it's
we freaking
flip-flopped,
figured out. Yeah,
now it's flip-flopped that are like actually the white people are the Neanderthals. It's like they were actually the most ingenious group of people.
yeah,
They were the most creative actually, guys, because we
yeah,
never would have got to this point without them. So we got to give
yeah.
them props, people. And it's
Yeah,
just like,
such a stupid way to
yeah,
twist
hey,
history.
yo.
It's like, bro, like so many like indigenous like isolated groups figured out like that the sun revolved, or that the revolved around the sun so
No,
long
for
ago when people
real.
were denying it. And the guy and literally it just took a couple mathematicians from people who are like indigenous groups who don't even know how to freaking know that they can use swords and stuff. And those people are like, yeah, we revolve around the sun. It's so obvious.
Dude, oh man. But then you look at stuff like that, like the Mayan calendar,
Yeah,
and then you're just like, low key, bro, like how the fuck did they make this shit? Like without aliens.
without it, it's not hard,
Come
dude.
on.
Math has never changed.
I don't know about all that.
Math has never changed.
You ever seen that
The
one?
principles of math have never changed. Math has
This
been
guy
the
never saw that
same.
one iCarly episode, man.
Math has been the same since the beginning of time. We just discovered math.
Mm,
Math was always there. We just discovered it.
I think this might I might sound super stupid, but I think that we're wrong in math. I don't know in what we're wrong in.
What?
I think we're wrong in math. I think there's something that's missing that we haven't.
Yeah, there's things that we haven't figured out, but that doesn't mean that we're wrong in math.
Because you ever Neil deGrasse Tyson, he brings this up. He's all like
Not a mathematician.
he's all like, if you pull out a ruler and you measure an inch, right? If you go look at that at where the indication of an inch is on the ruler, like the mark, that has its own width. So technically, it's like 1 inch and 1/2, or 1 inch and 3/4, or whatever. It's like there's never been
No, you
actual
just
preciseness in
that
the
you
universe.
only need
So
to be that
we're
precise
getting to
if you're dealing
roundabouts.
with fucking
We're getting
rockets.
roundabouts, man. We're hitting roundabouts in terms of like our basically
That doesn't mean
we're
the
playing
fact
with
that,
two
but
PS2
the
graphics.
fact that he told you that literally tells you that we know what the fucking inch is.
Nah,
If you're over here talking about that's wrong, it's like okay, okay, but
dude, we
why do
don't
we
even know what
mass
implosions
why
are,
do we
man.
fucking mass produce rulers
We don't
then?
even know what implosions are, man, and we're supposed to know what an
We
inch
know what
is.
they are. We just can't create them. That's like dark
That's
matter.
fucking
That's
crazy,
like
man.
dark matter.
We
We
know
know.
something, but we can't replicate it. That's fucking
Yes,
crazy.
just like dark matter, that we know dark matter exists, but we don't understand it at all. We don't
That's
even we
crazy,
do
bro.
not know what dark matter
That's just
is.
simulation talk, man.
Exactly.
We just don't have we just don't have the we have not bought a processor, an HD card
Yeah.
that's high enough.
Yes. Do you know about the phenomenon about like kind of like how I literally there's no way for me to know what you are experiencing consciously.
What?
I'm scared.
Wait, what? Say that again. Wait. Go back. Go back.
Like
Explain
there's
that.
no way I can know for certain that I am experiencing the world exactly how you are. There's literally no way for me to do that except okay, do you kind of get what I'm saying? Like if I were to describe to you what the color red looks like, there's no way for me to know that you see the same red I see
Yo, this is a
besides
simulation.
but hold on, let me finish,
Yo.
however I forgot where I saw this, but it isn't because people are saying like I can't see the like what you are experiencing through your lens, not because it's impossible, but because our language is so limited. We like people think that we're gonna have a language so advanced that I'm gonna be able to communicate to you exactly what I'm perceiving, and you'll be able to understand.
Oh my
Isn't that crazy to
god,
think about?
man! What the
Like
fuck?
there's
No,
a
because like I understand what you're saying. Like,
yeah
is that red? Well, like
yeah yeah
to a blind person, what the
how
fuck is
is
red?
red, right? But people
Whoa.
think that eventually we will create a language
Yeah,
so advanced that you could
you could
theoretically
be like
describe what
in
red
a
is
way
to a
of like
blind
longitude
person.
and latitude for like for like
Coordinates.
because the GameStop, you put it into your
Yeah,
maps and it'll be like 52 west. But there's a more accurate way of doing that, which is
yeah,
coordinates, which is
yeah.
longitude and latitude. We're gonna get to a point where it's gonna be like I
Yeah, that's a
we don't
perfect. That's a pretty good analogy because like we
yeah
only know like we can tell where something's at by the street name. So it's
yeah
like,
yeah.
oh, this is my address.
But one day we're gonna be like. I mean, like you said, we don't have the language for it. But we're gonna be like loopy loopy and poopy poopy, and then it's gonna be like, oh, above orange but under yellow, like
Yeah,
red.
yeah,
Yo, that's what?
yeah.
Wait,
But I mean, even that's inaccurate because that's just again going based off references that we already
no.
know.
Yeah, man.
You know what I
Fuck.
mean? Like I'm literally saying that like what information I'm processing through my brain, I'm gonna be able to communicate, and you're gonna be able to process your brain
Well, what if you go like
of the
blood?
stuff that I. Huh? What
What if you go like blood?
do you mean?
Blood.
What
Because
is that?
blood's a red. Everybody knows blood's red.
No, I'm not saying that I'm gonna be able to describe the exact same color. I'm saying I'm gonna be able to describe to you what I'm perceiving in my brain.
What if we do that?
Do you have? I feel like you're not
I
understanding.
understand what you're saying. Like yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Like I should be able to I should be able to describe a pain that I feel, and you should be able to feel it after I tell you.
What if that breaks the simulation? Two people like
Speaking code to each other, basically.
I get exactly what you're saying. In my head, the way I'm thinking about it is like when you connect to like another player, like how like Nintendo
I log into your account.
like on Nintendo DS's, like how you could play multiplayer, but like when you were close by,
Yeah,
like that LAN shit.
yeah,
That's how I'm thinking about it. But
yeah.
then what if you connect it and then that just breaks the simulation? Because the simulation is only really meant to like
One
portray it in
one
like
player per
how we were
host.
talking about one dimension. But now when you add two people, it's like it's not two dimensional, but you're kind of like,
Yeah, I mean that is crazy to think about,
oh my
but but
god,
the theory is that
yo.
it's just that it would just be a language that we could verbally like communicate. It wouldn't be like something that we literally connect our bodies through Bluetooth. It would be more so like a language so advanced that we could communicate it verbally. Because obviously we're very limited to what our body can do.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, unless we had some external device that literally was able to connect my brain to yours or something. But the theory is that you could create a language with that's that advanced. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, have you ever watched the movie? I forgot what movie it was
Well,
called.
that kind of happens. That's happened already. They put two chat. I don't know if it was chat, but they put two AIs, no, three AIs next to each other, and they were like, the first AI asked the second AI like a prompt, and the third AI I want you to listen, and whenever like there needs to be a mediator, I want you to go in. So it started doing it, and then the first one was talking to the second one, and it was like, oh, are you? I am picking up that this is picking up this is also an AI. Do you want to switch to like a an
Our
encrypted?
own
Yeah,
language.
yeah, yeah. And then they start switching, and it starts going like like that's basically what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah. It's
But
like
but also at the same time, that's AI. That's just so much smarter than us.
no, but that's not. I
It
mean, I get what you're
is
saying, but it's not like. I mean, I guess yeah, I guess it is the same thing because we don't understand it.
because
But
because
yeah, right now we don't understand that language.
exactly.
But we know what's crazy
We just need to learn AI.
that the language already exists.
Oh, that's what dude. That, yo,
Ah, it's
yo, what
recording.
the fuck?
It stopped
Yeah,
recording. That's a
for
sign. They're
real.
trying to shut us down.
That means it's actually it exists already.
You work for me, camera. All right, don't fucking.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, holy fuck.
Okay, wait. Let's put it all together because this is how I feel like when I'm high. Like I feel like I have all the pieces and we just
Yeah.
need to connect it.
Dude, I don't even get high and I be thinking about this stuff.
Dude, no, wait, hold on, wait. Ah!
Oh,
Okay.
whoops. Oh, I broke it.
We talked about black holes, and then we talked about simulations, and then we talked about Neanderthals, and we talked about uncanny valley.
I got it.
Oh my god, what?
I got it.
No.
For millions and millions of years,
Oh shit.
aliens have been installing updates through a language that we cannot understand
To us
to
or
us,
to our dimension?
to our physical bodies.
To our physical.
People, they've been literally, like a language that we can't understand, but
Uh
you know how like we have like genetic mutations and stuff, or like
huh.
psychological things that aren't really like genetic, like physical. What if aliens are like speaking to us in a language that we can't even hear, but our bodies are still getting communicated to? Kind of like telepathy almost, but like they're adding updates, like the uncanny valley.
Dude, that's actually fucking because that essentially goes into the there's some this episode should basically be called the simulation episode because that's what people say about simulations where it's like that's just ones and zeros that turn into like AI and code and all
Yeah,
that. The same thing with us, where it's just like R and
yeah,
A and DNA and it
yeah.
all just the
We're all
sequence
code.
of it. We're all
we're,
just codes,
we're all
but
code.
somehow that just changes into like how we're all different people in terms of like
you know
characteristics and like our like personas and
you
all
know how
that.
cells exist.
Oh,
You know how cells always have those different organelles,
yeah.
like back in, however millions and millions of years ago,
We were all
before.
just one cell.
No.
Oh,
We were, those cells were separate. Like the mitochondria used to be its own organism. The nucleus used to be its own organism, but then those little organisms found a way, like obviously over millions of years, they found a way to stick together and as a symbiotic relationship. You know how like they work together to
yeah,
survive. There's animals now that do the same thing, but back then, like it was a couple hundred, literally like back before like humans existed, or like
yeah.
multicellular stuff. Technically, we are the continuation of just one the first symbiotic relationship, like just that just kept multiplying.
Yo,
You know what I mean?
wait.
We're not even like a human. We're technically a bunch of shells, cells, a bunch of
No,
little
yeah,
bacteria
we
that
literally.
somehow formed together to make one cell, that's figured out how to multiply, that evolved into organisms, that evolved into humans. We're literally just a bunch of like mitochondrias and nucleus and cytoplasm and what did they what is it called? I don't know what the other called. The long and short. What are they called? I don't know what the any other organelles are called. Ribosomes,
All that good stuff.
all that good stuff.
But now I'm thinking, right? Like, okay, how does that fit? We're about to solve the secrets of the universe
We're about to
in this
solve three
pod.
dimensions. Can't
Okay,
wait to get to four dimensions, guys.
how does that fit? Because I feel like that fits with exactly what the fuck we're talking about. I don't know. No, but
I think someone's adding updates to our brains. Some fourth dimensional being.
because exactly like you're saying, there all these organisms are getting together to become like humans. How we're walking and breathing and being our own people, and then we go into the ground and we're dead, right?
Yeah.
How people say that energy cannot be created or destroyed; it's just transferred in the universe. So then that energy that was within all those cells now has to go somewhere.
It goes back into the ground as nitrogen.
Goes back into the ground
As nitrogen.
as nitrogen.
That's usually, and that's like a big that's a big fuel for plants. Is nitrogen, and if there's no nitrogen in soil, it's very hard for plants to grow.
So you need a lot of dead people, low key.
Yeah. Or it doesn't have to be people, organisms in general.
How are aliens responsible for my failure? For me not being the coolest.
Thank you guys for listening to the podcast.
Bro, I feel like we need to like we need to say something in this podcast. We need to be
Uh-huh.
like aliens are confirmed or something. along those lines.
What if our future aliens are just us? What if the aliens are future us? We are communicating with ourselves without even realizing it. We're sending a language. We're sending signals to our future selves. Like we're the past and the present aliens. We're the past, future, and present aliens.
Dude, yes.
You get what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yes, yes, exactly. How now like white people they go to like other countries and shit and take
Yeah,
over. Like, what if we get to a point where we can go to other planets?
yeah.
Like,
And we're just communicating with ourselves
do
like
we
this
just
whole
become
time.
we're now we're aliens
Yeah.
and we're just.
Have you ever read the story The Martian in school?
I think I have.
It's not the one that's on that movie's based off. But basically the story goes is that um it's about a group of astronauts that go to Mars to
Oh, don't they turn into Martians?
yeah, at the end of the story.
Oh,
So
I
the
think.
story is like, oh, they go to Mars to find astronauts that were supposed to be sent there, and they go there and the town is empty, and they're like, oh, what the hell's wrong with the town? They take off their helmets and they're like, oh, we can breathe here. That's weird. And then they go to the town. They're like, this feels familiar. Like this. I love the architecture that they had here. And then finally they see a woman who's like, it's like they said like she's black skinned. She doesn't look human, but she's beautiful. And then at the end she like leads her on. She like makes them follow and they follow her to a town with other people that look just like them. And they're like, you know what? I'll just stay. And then that's the end of the story. And then not realizing that like, oh, it's a cycle. People are gonna keep going to Mars to look for the people that they lost. They're gonna become Martians, and then the cycle just keeps continuing.
In that story, doesn't isn't it like the Martians know?
The Martians know what?
Like
The
like
Martians are humans. That's the thing. That's the story.
so.
The Martians are humans that became Martians over time because they just started living there. They have black skin because of the sun, but they made towns.
What
They
if
have
that connects into
architecture.
what the fuck we're talking
That's what
about?
I'm trying to tell you.
Yo,
I'm
what if
saying
we think we're humans? Well, we were never
we're the
humans.
past, present, and future aliens.
Oh my
Bro, I don't think
goodness.
you heard what I said, but you weren't listening.
Yeah, I didn't. I heard it, but I didn't understand it.
Yes, we're the past, present, and future
We
aliens.
were never supposed to be here.
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm saying that.
Oh, okay. I'm saying that we are somehow communicating to ourselves with that language that I was saying that we don't understand yet, but low key we do understand it, and we've been speaking it this whole time.
I got it. I'm just about to connect everything. Brace for impact. Okay, we're from somewhere else. Okay, humans as a whole, we're not from Earth. We were
Mm.
brought here, brought, planted, or we came here through somehow a black hole, in which we can name it a black hole, aka we were taken we were transported from one dimension into this one. We'll leave it at that.
Mitochondria were sprinkled all over the.
Something, right? And we have uncanny valley because there was a time like you're saying how we were evolving around the same time as things like apes and like Neanderthals, but we had to be like, no,
Those are
don't
not
don't
us.
exactly don't combine with those because that's bad.
Yeah.
You want to keep it like pure, and that's why we have so much weird shit of like races being like,
Uh,
oh, we have to keep it like pure because we're yeah, exactly how we're like the
yeah, the
uncanny.
uncanny valley.
We're taking that
It's gone too far though
yeah,
because
exactly. We're taking that property and we're trying to implant it into other like,
yeah,
but it's
we're
not
not
supposed to be.
realizing yeah
Yes,
that it's not
yo,
about races. It's about like we don't realize that like wait humans are the same thing anymore.
yo, and that, but that's the thing. How you're saying how if essentially right how
Yeah,
uh that the book of Martians was essentially saying that if a group or thing go into a certain environment and completely like uh immerse themselves in that environment,
yeah,
essentially they become that environment, right?
yeah,
So as humans, what if we came to Earth and we saw how because I was talking about how when a dog sees another dog and it tries to attack it, what if we saw how the animals here like were about like territory, about like
yeah,
resources and stuff, and we emulated that, but
yeah,
now we don't know how to take that out. And
yeah,
now because they say that like materialism is like what keeps us down, what if we're supposed to like be at like a higher thing,
yeah,
like we're like how we said like ghosts are like at a higher dimension, we're supposed to be operating at a higher dimension, but we can't because we're emulating the stupid shit that we were seeing
Yeah.
with the fucking
The greed
the
trait.
greed and all of that
Yeah.
shit. And how you were saying how we can, like, we should be like, we edit code, right, for
Yeah.
video games. We should be able to edit our own fucking DNA, how it's like RNA and DNA. We should be able to, but we're too stupid because we keep fucking fighting, and like,
We're not advancing us
we're not
together.
advancing, bruh. Holy fuck, uncanny
If you
valley.
want to listen to more podcasts like this, subscribe and comment down below, guys. Every single podcast is just as profound as this one.
Yo, this took an hour and 40 minutes, and we literally cracked the secrets of the
Life.
universe.
We solve life,
Dude, we
guys.
no, actually, I feel like people learned something on this episode.
I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, and this is my host, my co-host.
I'm just a dude.
That's how his whole real podcast goes. He has a guy. Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, I didn't even
That's
know.
a podcast called Star Talk, and he
so
has a
cool.
guy who's a comedian who's just a dude. He's not a astrophysicist, and he's basically like, I'm going to teach you everything, and everything you say is wrong because I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson and you're stupid.
That's what he says.
That's how he talks to him for real.
Oh shit!
I mean, now he's like, I taught you everything. Now he's like proud of him because he knows all the stuff that he knows. But dude, in the beginning of the podcast, it was definitely like, no, that's wrong. No. Let me tell you, and let me see if you understand this, dumb fuck. And then, like, that's the tone he gives. It's
Neil
pretty.
deGrasse Tyson.
It's pretty fucking funny, but it's also like, why is he so mean?
Maybe because he
That guy was in a commercial for Tide.
Oh, the comedian.
The comedian, yeah.
Oh shit! Is he? I would know him.
Probably not.
Oh,
His name is Buddy something. Buddy. He's a black guy.
yeah. No, I don't think
No.
so. Damn.
What were we saying though?
Uh, uh, what if? Well, just to play devil's advocate, because we've talked about how like mean funny is usually way easier than like a nice funny or whatever.
Yeah.
What if he feels like a little bit like intimidated because there's a comedian on there? So
Yeah.
he's like,
No, yeah.
I'll be mean funny to like
yeah.
to make me look funny at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that must be a little intimidating to be on
Yeah.
a show with like a comedian.
It
And it's
is.
your show.
And it is your show. Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson has a huge ego, dude.
Really?
Huge ego.
You don't like this guy.
No, I just because the thing is, he's cool on camera by himself, but as soon as he is on camera with people who aren't his peers, like other astrophysicists,
Mhm.
you can tell he's trying to like command the room.
Oh.
And it's just like, bro, you're an astrophysicist. You have one field out of millions, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be the best at everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's because here's the thing. Astrophysicists, there's not too many other fields that are like, I feel like I would take their words as highly as his. I feel like astrophysicist is really hard to get into. So like if you're an astrophysicist,
Yeah, of
you're
course.
like
But if you
smart.
start talking to me about like the way lawns work, and it's like, I'm gonna trust a guy who's been doing lawn service for 20 years,
Yeah.
even though he's probably like racist.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
get what you're
gonna like,
saying.
yeah, he's dumb enough to be racist.
Because
but
also how
but
much
also
does
he-
astrophysicists come up in normal
exactly.
conversation? Yeah.
And he might know like, well, actually lawns work because the mulch on this
Yeah.
like, yeah, actually the brands don't work differently because it's like, bro, shut up. This guy's been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't know why the fuck green mulch works better than blue mulch.
But he just
knows.
knows. Yeah.
It's like, but that's the thing. Neil deGrasse Tyson is like, well, I'm gonna figure it out based off what I know, and it's like, okay, dude.
But to play devil's advocate once again, that's how Neil deGrasse Tyson got into the position he's at. Is because he was questioning the world about like exactly like that.
If he's on camera by himself, he's not that irritating.
He's
to
not
watch.
he's not that guy, pal.
No. If he's on camera by himself, he's fun to watch. But it's as soon as he starts going on camera with other people, which usually if he's on camera with another person, it's somebody who's also like a professional.
Yeah.
Like even if it's not like a actual professional thing, but someone who's known for their craft, like a comedian, and he always tries to like one up them.
Oh, also he used to wrestle and stuff. Like he wasn't just a dumb.
Yeah, he was an athlete.
Yeah, like
right.
When I found that out, I was like, whoo.
Yeah, and I'm sure he goes.
Specimen.
I'm sure he goes to these panels where he goes to like astrophysicists, and he's probably the funniest guy in the room.
He probably punks all the rest of the astrophysicists.
Yeah, everybody else is like, he probably goes to everybody else like, you fucking nerd.
Yeah, bitch. I get my own fucking TV show, and he's
I was
supposed to be a guest.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
no. But I'm saying like he he's probably the funniest guy in most of these rooms, so he feels like he's a comedian.
Dude, his dick must be swinging in like almost every room he steps in, low key.
And that's why I hate him. That's why I hate him when he goes to these
I hate
places.
that big dick motherfucker.
Yes, it's like, bro, we know you have a big dick, but your big dick doesn't fit into everything.
The only reason why I say
Stop putting
that,
your dick everywhere.
the only reason why I'm saying that is because like in almost any like scenario, he can like, you know, kind of.
His dick fits in a lot of
Yeah,
places.
yeah. Like,
But
if he's in a room with jocks, he can be like, "Well, I'm the smartest one here." If he's in a
yeah,
room with nerds, he could be like, "Well, I could beat up all your asses."
yeah,
If he's in like a room of white guys, he could be like, "Well, I'm."
yeah,
He wins in
exactly.
every
He
single
was,
scenario.
but then there's gonna be that one black, smart, like funny guy, and then he's like can't
Yeah.
handle it, and he literally gets hostile. Like, look at the podcast with Joe Rogan.
There was another black funny guy on there, and he was like,
No, he feels like he's competing with Joe Rogan
"Oh,
because
really?
Joe Rogan is smart in certain things,
Uh
like
huh."
UFC fighting and stuff like that. But he's also, I think Joe Rogan's funnier than Neil deGrasse Tyson is, and obviously knows
I'd
judo.
have to watch an episode. I don't know.
No, you should watch it, dude. Neil deGrasse Tyson gets hostile. Like you can tell, like he's like there's like I think it was like a personality video. It's like, yeah, when you see somebody doing like this on the table, like it means like they're trying to take control and trying to show their dominance like subconsciously. And that's not like that's a normal thing that people do. And in this case it's like very like prominent that he's doing that. Literally Neil deGrasse Tyson is sitting at the table like this. Like his hands this far.
Well, I kind of like that
No, and then and whenever he's
because
talking,
because
he cuts off.
at least he's not doing it against like a like he's doing it against Joe Rogan, which
Yeah,
is like I'm gonna give it to him.
yeah, but he cuts off Joe Rogan. Like, I mean, he cuts out everybody because he feels like he's that guy.
Bro, I fucking cut off Joe Rogan. What the fuck?
No, no,
Okay,
no.
I'm sorry, but what the fuck is Joe Rogan gonna say that Neil deGrasse Tyson does not know more about? Like,
Well, first of all, he asked Joe Rogan a question, and it's like, let him answer.
nah, I'm gonna fuck Joe Rogan because go suck my dick.
but but at the same time, like Neil deGrasse Tyson, like he'll do that to people who aren't Joe Rogans of the world.
Oh, I get you. I get you.
You know what I mean?
It's not just because it was Joe Rogan. He'll
It's
do it
not.
to everybody.
Yes, and
But
that's
I like kind of like that too, though. At least he's fair. Jesus,
he's not.
He is.
No, oh yeah. I guess he's indiscriminately discriminate.
Yeah. See, yeah, it all evens out at the end. I don't like it when people are you know that one guy. I don't, well, you might not, but there's this one UFC guy, Sean Strickland, and he's like you probably seen him. He has like the buzz cut. He's a big white guy,
I know what he looks
and he
like.
talks like this. And he's someone who, in his press conferences, in like so many of the scenarios where like you get to see his personality, he's like a guy that'll like he's so brash, you get in your face. But he's like, I don't give a fuck if he's a little bitch, bro. There's been so many scenarios where I don't know if you saw it, but when Sneeko, that one like live streamer, when he got beat up by Sean Strickland because he was saying that all he said was that he just wants to train with the UFC fighter, and Sean Strickland was like, come over, we'll see if you can handle it, and
Sean Strickland just wanted to beat him up.
he just wanted to beat the fuck out of him, and all he because
Yeah.
there's been like influencers that are like, oh, I bet I could,
Beat him up.
they just be talking wild, but Sneeko never said any of that. He just was genuinely like, I want to see what it would be like for a normal person to go into a cage with Sean Strickland, and Sean like Sneeko's a tall guy, but like you could tell automatically they're not in the same weight class. He was
No.
trying to fuck him up, and it's not just that he'll talk a big talk, and then when it comes time to his fights where he's fighting people that are like his size, he's a little bitch, bro. He'll
Yeah.
fight. He did beat up Izzy, which like okay, people are gonna put that in the comments, but like versus DDP, he was a little bitch, bro. He always talks like he's gonna fuck him up. He talks like he's a fucking warrior, but then when it's always against someone who like can actually beat his ass, he will like he's just a little bitch. He got what's it called? He got banned recently because there was this guy like he's just known for talking shit, right?
Yeah.
He was in the corner versus another guy who the guy's a firefighter or a police for the Miami police department or whatever,
Yeah.
and he's choking out the guy that Sean Strickland is cornering for, and he actually wins. And when he wins, he goes like that, and he goes like he's like talking shit,
Yeah. Yeah.
but he just won. Like technically, like he's allowed to talk shit. Sean Strickland has literally gone on UFC, which is way bigger than the fight that they were on,
Yeah.
and he's gone on microphone and being like talk shit all crazy. But when someone does it to him, he went into the as soon as they opened the cage, Sean Strickland went in with his assistant coach and they punched the dude like a couple times and they
Yeah.
had to get him off and that's why he got banned. But the
Yeah.
guy was way smaller when
Sean
than
Strickland.
Sean Strickland. Basically, all this is just say I hate people that like will like they make themselves on the internet or whatever be like oh, I'm the best like anybody who like I like basically like I'll put people in their place but whenever it's actually time for them to actually like put someone in their place they never do. I hate that. So people with like Neil deGrasse Tyson who are like 100 like even people that are assholes I would 1,000% side with the person that's an asshole like 1,000% of the time than the nice guy who's like an asshole 50% of the time. I'll
But
just leave it at that.
I was gonna say that Neil.
I'll suck it. I'll suck Neil
No, no, no.
deGrasse
You
Tyson's dick.
you, you kind of described Neil deGrasse Tyson in how he is in interviews. That's how the way you describe Sean Strickland. That's how Neil deGrasse Tyson talks in interviews, in my opinion.
When he's supposed to,
Like be educating people, but instead he's trying to one up people
but the
instead.
reason why I don't see it as harsh in my eyes is because I never like Sean Strickland is like a lot of times he calls people out or like he'll be like why are people doing it like this? I am
Yeah,
like this, but
yeah,
like at least Neil deGrasse Tyson in my eyes, right? At least it's more like yeah he's lecturing you, but in a certain aspect it's like well I'm gonna give you my facts of why I think like this and like if you're against me you can give me your facts,
yeah,
but like at the end of the day it's whoever's facts are like are like valid and still standing to this day
yeah,
present. And at that point for me it's like I can see Neil deGrasse Tyson being like oh okay you have more your facts are more
yeah,
standing than mine, okay fine I'll give it up.
yeah,
But Sean Strickland to me is just that guy that'll be like just gonna be bitched just to
yeah.
like he'll lower himself not to be bitched as bad, and I'm just like,
But like Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think he wrote off the entirety. He's like, I watched Titanic and it was a good movie, but as soon as you added this one scene, it was like physically incorrect, and that for that reason, like you kind of ruined it for me. And
oh
it's
yeah, I
just like,
think I've
bro,
seen that.
what? It was like the sky was the wrong day of the
Yeah,
year,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
and
yeah,
it was like, dude, it was like 3 days off or something like that.
yeah.
And it's just like really like that, and the fact that he had to like call everybody out so everybody can hear him, like that was kind of like, bro, like
I've seen that, but then did you also see like the adjacent clip to that where he was like, I forgot the director of it. I think it might be Scorsese, but he was
it
like
was a James Cameron, I think.
James Cameron. He was like, I remember I went up to James Cameron and I told him that. I told him,
Yeah,
what if the sky
correct.
wasn't the correct
Yeah,
yeah. And then he said that James Cameron was like, huh, Titanic's on 3 billion. Imagine how much more it would have sold if I got the sky
guy.
right.
Yeah,
And then he was like, like, all right, you know what? You got me.
yeah. That's what I'm
But that's
saying.
what I like
Yeah,
because he gave him like his facts, right? He
yeah,
gave him like, you know what? You did it took it out for me because it wasn't the right sky, and then
yeah,
he gave him his facts. Like, listen, man, I'm a fucking director. I'm not an astrophysicist. They hire me to get as many seats in as many butts in that seat and sell tickets.
yeah,
Guess what the fuck I did? I got butts in the seats and I sold tickets.
yeah,
3 billion. I like them apples. And Neil deGrasse Tyson was like, all right,
yeah.
you gave me your facts. Fuck, shit, they're good
You know what
facts.
James Cameron? I'm pretty sure there was afterwards he made a copy of the movie where he reshot that
Oh
scene,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he gave it to me. He's like, here.
Yeah. He called him. He was like, I heard you have a sky I might need. Yeah,
But
I know what you're
yeah,
talking about. That was a pretty good clip. But
but
see,
yeah, but that's like Neil deGrasse Tyson. I mean, yeah, I guess I'll give him that one. But it's also like that's what ruined the whole movie for you.
might have. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean.
I think we are gonna have to cut off the
Okay,
podcast here though.
okay. Yeah, we're at
Unless you wanted
154.
unless you wanted to get some final thoughts in.
Um, so we've definitely solved like the mysteries of the universe in this episode.
Yeah,
So I don't really know if there's much we need to even go into at this point. But if you like this episode, click on our channel, click on the subscribe, click on the noti button because we're probably gonna be dropping around this time the um chicken
the
sandwich
chicken sandwich video.
episode. Yes,
Yeah,
sir. We're gonna rank chicken sandwiches, so be on the lookout for that.
yeah.
Anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, if you guys want to check us out, if you guys don't want to feel invest a bunch of time into our podcast, check out our shorts. We have clips on there on TikTok and on Instagram as well. We would really appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys would just want to check us out, there's some funny parts on there. So
If you like anything, absolutely any skit, any little back and forth we have, share it to your friends, your family, your mom, your dad, your dog, your
yep.
grandma, anybody. It truly helps. Leave a comment and hopefully blow this up so that we can start. I would love to be one of those like channels or people who are like, you know, send
Oh, like
like, subscribe,
comments.
take a picture and send it to us, and one lucky person is gonna win like $50 or something. I would love to do something like that, but
Yeah,
you got to get us big because we have like 15 subscribers, so probably gonna cycle like a lot if we start doing that now. So
yeah.
yeah, let's get to like 100 or something.
Get
Or
to
let's get to 1,000, and then we'll
and
start
we
doing
need
shit
to
like
we
that.
need to be able to like actually make money so that we can give you guys
Yeah, we
money.
need to
It's
have it
not.
in
I'm not gonna. I'm
circulation.
sorry, guys. I can't just get money out of our pockets
Yeah,
for that
sorry,
for now.
sorry.
But
We're working on it. We're
we
working
are
on it.
working on it.
Also, if you get us bigger, we
Also,
can
there's
get
no comments. There's
sponsorships.
no comments for us to even take. Like, even if I
True.
did take out $50 out of my pocket, who is even there?
All right. We'll start doing this. Every at the beginning of every episode, I'll give like a special spotlight to like the funniest comment that I'll see in our comment section from the last video. So
Okay.
leave a comment if you want to be highlighted in one of our videos, and we'll be on the lookout for that. But that's all from me.
All right. Cool. That's all for me too, man. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.